What's up, guys? I'm back here with another video. I am finishing up with the C's. This is the last one I showed you guys, which is City of Angels, on my DVD section here of my entire collection. This is going to be the second part, and probably the last part of the C's when it comes to DVDs. Then I would make another one for the Blu-rays. So without wasting any more time, let me just start with what follows after the City of Angels, which this would be now The Clash of the Dead. This is a typical zombie movie. Nothing special to it. It was pretty well done. It wasn't as cheap as I thought it would be. I bought it at Walmart for like $9.99, so I didn't spend much on it. And yeah, not it's not too popular or anything, but it is what it is. Then I got Clash of the Titans. This is the old school one. This is from 1981, and it's pretty it was a pretty good action movie from back in the day. So I remember my dad used to watch this all the time, and he really liked it. Then I have here the Claude, which is a horror movie. Very easily forgotten. It wasn't all that great. I don't remember it being that good. If not, I would totally. Good movies I remember. So this is Clay Pigeons, and this is with of course Vince Vaughn, Janine Garofalo, which I haven't heard about her in a very long time. I don't know what she's up to. She used to be really popular in the 90s. And of course Vince Vaughn. Pretty decent movie. It was okay. It was it was pretty good drama comedy type of movie. Then I have here Clerks Part 2. And I do have part 1, but part 1 is sitting somewhere around I don't know where it is right now, but it's up on the shelf because it's signed by the cast. So I do have it, but it's not just here on this shelf. Here I got Click with Adam Sandler. This is about the time where Adam Sandler was doing like a lot of comedies back to back to back to back. All he did was comedy, and this started off as a pretty funny film, but all of a sudden it took a turn, and it was one of the saddest movies I've ever seen. It was, it almost made me cry. It was pretty damn good, and I highly recommend this to anyone who has never seen it. If you've never seen this movie from Adam Sandler called Click, I suggest you buy it. Pretty good remote control if it really existed in real life. Sometimes I really do like. Let me get rid of these. I would like to press the mute button. Certain people. Anyways, Corpse. Cheesy as fuck movie. Not a big fan. I mean, it was okay, but it was like very extremely cheesy. If you guys are not into cheesy movies, I know I am. And even though I'm big time into cheesy movies, this is just like way too much. The acting was horrible, and I don't know. Anyways, Corpse. Then I have here Count Yorga Vampire. This is one of the movies from MGM Midnight Movies, and yeah, this is a classic tale of a vampire, kind of like a Dracula type of thing. And this is one of the old ones. This is from 1970, and I did buy it for $3.99 used at a place they closed down already. It used to be called Game Exchange, and yeah, it was like a GameStop type of deal, but they would sell movies. And they had a pretty good selection, so I got this one for $4. Pretty good. And then I got The Count of Monte Cristo, of course, with Guy Pearce. Pretty good classic tale, and pretty good movie. Then where was I here? Okay, then I got The Client with Tommy Lee Jones, Susan Sarandon. Really good movie. Very intense, and It has a lot of drama in it, and it's kind of like a slow burn, but it was pretty good. It's a little over 2 hours long. Then I got here Close Encounter of the Third Kind. This is actually I was at a party the other day, and we were talking about what was the best Steven Spielberg movie. I actually said E.T., but I remember one of my friends said that this The Close Encounters of the Third Kind was his best movie. So I don't remember it much. I don't think I've ever seen it. I do have it here, and I also just updated it and got it on Blu-ray, so I'm gonna have to give this a watch and see what he's talking about being the best Steven Spielberg movie. So yeah, so I'm intrigued. I'm definitely gotta watch the Close Encounter of the Third Kind. Then I got here Closer. Closer's a movie about like cheating, like, you know, someone cheats on this person and then they get heartbroken and all that stuff. And it has an awesome cast with Julia Roberts, Jude Law, Natalie Portman, and Clive Owen. And Natalie Portman looks fantastic in this movie. She's beautiful, very beautiful in this movie. And this is like the movie that made me say that she's got to be one of the hottest actresses out there, because she is phenomenal and beautiful. And Closer was a really, really good movie. If you've never seen it, I highly recommend this. You know, it's not crazy action or none of that stuff, but the drama and the intensity of the storyline in this movie was really badass. Highly recommend it. Then I got Cloverfield. This is the first part, the original one, which really, really, really captivated me. It was really fucking badass. When I saw the trailer, I was like, oh god, no, not again, not another found footage film. Because at the time that this came out, there was a lot, it was saturated. There was so many movies being done of found footage films, but this was really, really badass. The action was awesome, the effects were badass, the storyline was really good. I really enjoyed Cloverfield. Very good horror movie. Then I have here Clue. Clue's a good movie. Don't let people fool you, because the thing is that Clue is based on a board game from the 70s and 80s. It was really, really popular board game, similar to like, you know, a Monopoly, a Parcheesi, a Battleship. So it was around that time that was really, really popular. But actually the movie Clue was really, really good. So don't let it's a board game type of movie fool you. No, just because it's a board game based on a board game doesn't mean it sucks. This movie was really good, and it has an awesome cast with, you know, Christopher Lloyd and Tim Curry, and, you know, a lot of well-known actors in this movie. Very well acted, and it was a very good movie. It's different from the others, and of course it was released in 1985. So, you know, you gotta like the 80s, movies from the 80s. Speaking of movies from the 80s, this is a badass fucking movie. It's called Cobra with Sylvester Stallone. And yeah, this is a very memorable cover art. This movie is just action packed from start to finish. It was really, really good. Cobra, phenomenal. I gotta put it up there with Stallone's top 5 or top 10 movies that he has. Really, really fun, really good. And this cover, man, if you've never seen this cover anywhere, I mean, this cover is really popular. Like, I go to a bar at a Wynwood, and they have a poster of this Cobra cover art. Anyways, Cocaine Cowboys, badass documentary about the drug cartel and how they would transfer drugs from, you know, Colombia and South America to the United States by the port of Miami, and how Miami grew based on, you know, cocaine money, and everybody was rich and happy in Miami. And, you know, it has a bunch of interviews with different people from that era, from the 80s. Of course, Ronald Reagan had to come and stop all that and clean the streets out a little bit. Here I got Cocoon, which is a kind of like a horror movie from Ron Howard, and it was pretty good. It wasn't awesome, but it was pretty good. And then I do have the sequel. It's called Cocoon: The Return, which wasn't as good as the first one. I highly recommend, if you're gonna watch one of the Cocoons, watch the first one. The first one was a lot better. Code 46. It's just a movie. Yeah, it's just there. The Code. This is when Antonio Banderas was pretty hot. He was doing Desperado. He was doing a bunch of good movies at the time. The Mask of Zorro. And of course Morgan Freeman is in it. So, you know, it's an action movie. But it's just there. Not a big fan. Cold Comes the Night. A movie with Bryan Cranston in it. And that's the only reason I got it, because I was a big fan of Walter White. I'm a big fan of Breaking Bad, and I just saw this at Goodwill, and I picked it up. I don't think I've seen it because I don't remember it at all. I got Cold Storage, another typical horror movie based, in a freezer. So, you know how people die there. Cold, very cold. Here I got The Collapsed. Awesome fucking movie. If you've never seen this, highly recommend this. This is a freaking brutal movie, and it's action-packed. It will not stop, and it will keep you, like, super intense. Of course, Anchor Bay released this. This is from 2011, I think. So, for sure, if you haven't seen this, and you're interested into a brutal action, non-stop type of deal, this one is for you. Really good one. This is a sleeper. I consider this a sleeper. This movie's called Collateral, and it's with Jamie Foxx and Tom Cruise. Fucking badass movie that if you haven't seen this, I don't know what you're waiting for. I don't know what I waited for, because I didn't see it in the movie theaters, and I did not see it like shortly after. It took me a long time to just pick this up and pop it into a DVD player and watch it. And it's directed by Michael Mann. And it's nonstop, really good action. I can't recommend this anymore. If you guys haven't seen this, after watching this video, try to get your hands on it and put it on or stream it somewhere. Collateral, 2 thumbs up for sure. Really good. Here I got Collateral Damage. This is an Arnold Schwarzenegger action movie. It was pretty good. John Leguizamo was also in it. This is actually a movie that I think it was his last movie before he got into politics and before he became the governor of California. So yeah, I think this might have been the last movie he made before becoming the governor. Collateral Damage is okay. The problem with this movie is that it came out at a time where action movies were declining. There wasn't any more action movies being made, but it did come out in the movie theaters, and it was pretty good. It was all right. Here I got Colombiana, and this is with Zoe Saldana, of course, the girl that plays in Guardians of the Galaxy, the what's her name? Gamora in Guardians of the Galaxy. Anyways, so this movie is action-packed. It's really, really good. It took me by surprise. I didn't think it was going to be that good. Of course, this is the unrated version on DVD. Definitely must watch. This is a classic with Paul Newman and Tom Cruise. And this is one of the first Tom Cruise movies out there. Not the first, but one of the first ones. He was already pretty popular when he made this, but being in a movie with Paul Newman just elevated Tom Cruise even to a higher ranking of actor. Really good one. Color of Money. Here I got The Comebacks, unrated. I have not seen this. It looks stupid as fuck. I don't think I'll ever see this. I did get it at a promo Black Friday Walmart, probably for $1 or $2. I don't know. Con Air. I cannot stress how good this movie is. There is no words for me to describe. This movie's fucking badass. It has to be Nicolas Cage's one of his best movies, and of course it has John Cusack, John Malkovich, a badass cast. It's nonstop action, directed by Simon West. This is an old release because look at the big old widescreen logo on it. Anyways, so this came out at the time where Nicolas Cage was really, really, really hot. He had been doing Face Off, Snake Eyes, The Rock, Gone in 60 Seconds. So he was on a roll during this time. And Con Air is one of the movies that shit, it was up there, man. It was really, really fucking good. If you haven't seen Con Air, you have to go see it. Here I got Conan, The Complete Quest. And this is, I haven't opened this, but it is used. I got it at a movie stop when it was still open. Too bad they closed. They're no longer with us anymore. And yeah, so this has a Conan the Barbarian and Conan the Destroyer. Of course, Conan the Barbarian being the better of the two movies. Of course, Conan the Barbarian is rated R. Conan, I don't know how they could have Conan the Barbarian as rated R and then go to Conan the Destroyer PG. Not even PG-13, PG. Anyways, so here we got the two movies. It's a pretty cool set. It's a pretty cool like a box set type of thing. Even though it's only two movies. Here I got the Condemned with Stone Cold Steve Austin and Vinnie Jones. This got to be the first. I believe this is the first or second. No, the first one was See No Evil with Kane. So this is probably the second movie that the WWE Studios, their movie line, came up with, and it's called The Condemned. It's really, really cool movie about a group of people that are stuck in a remote island, and there's traps all over, and you have to survive the island, and they're being monitored, and it's being broadcasted and shit. So yeah, and Stone Cold Steve Austin's first major movie debut. Here we got Coneheads from the mid-90s. I think it was 95, somewhere around there, with Dan Aykroyd. It was pretty good. It was comedy, funny. It had its funny moments. I don't think it got the success that Dan Aykroyd and other people in the film industry thought it would get, because they didn't even have a sequel for it. I mean, it was pretty popular, but it wasn't like, oh my god, there has to be a sequel to it. So that was Coneheads. It was funny, but it wasn't that funny. Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. This is a really, really good movie. Underrated. Not too many people talk about this. Not too many people know about this. I'm not even sure if it went to the movie theaters. But anyways, yeah, it has George Clooney, Drew Barrymore, and Sam Rockwell. Those three have great chemistry with each other. It was a really good movie. Here I got Congo with Ernie Hudson, and pretty good movie about some big old monkey, very similar to a King Kong, but a lot smaller than King Kong. And yeah, they go to the jungles and they find this they're archaeologists and they're trying to conduct an investigation, but they run into this huge gorilla and they start fighting. Here I got Contact with Jodie Foster and Matthew McConaughey. Pretty good movie. Actually, really good movie. If you haven't watched this, I highly recommend this. I have it with the snap case, the old school snap case from Warner Brothers. I used to like those snap cases. Here I got The Containment. This is a slipcover. I haven't opened it. I haven't seen it, but it looks like it's like a post-apocalyptic type of zombie movie or some shit. Burt Reynolds in Cop and a Half, badass movie. If you've never seen this movie, I highly recommend this. Awesome fucking movie from the 80s. Well, no, actually it's not from the 80s, from 1993. Wow, I thought this shit was from the 80s. Anyways, Cop and a Half, 1993. Look at that. Badass movie. If you guys are into like kids adventure movies, action, not action, but like kind of action comedy with involving kids. Awesome movie. Highly recommend it. Cop Out. This one sucks balls. I never liked it. Tracy Morgan with Bruce Willis. Total disaster. This is like the beginning of the decline of Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis used to be such a big star in the 80s and 90s, and then I believe it started with Cop Out, and then all of a sudden all his movies came out to straight to DVD. I remember not too long ago I went to Best Buy and I saw like 4 or 5 of his movies that I've never even heard of, and Bruce Willis is in it, and they just go straight to DVD. I don't know. I don't know. His value is decreasing. He's getting older. He sucks. I don't know what's going on, but nevertheless, this movie was not good. I did not like it. I got Chevy Chase and Jack Palance and Cops and Robertsons. It is what it is. Funny. Well, it wants to be funny, but it's not. Definitely not the best Chevy Chase movie. Here we got Copycat, Sigourney Weaver and Holly Hunter. My friend said it sucked. I lent it to him, and he said it sucks ass. I have not seen it. I think I haven't seen it, but I think I have, so I'm confused about this. Copycat. I know it's about a copycat killer, but I don't know if it's any good or not. The Corpse Bride. Tim Burton directed this movie. Awesome fucking movie. Typical Tim Burton. And yes, I liked it. It was fun. Then here we got Cutthroat Island. I remember this was pretty popular in the early 1990s, like 93 I think it was. I remember they had a video game on the Super Nintendo about this. And it was okay. Very forgetful about that movie. But all I know is that it was a big deal in '93. They had posters all over the video store and all that shit. Yeah, I got Cutthroat Island. This is like cheesy movie. Sucks dick. And it has a couple of rappers here. It has Mac 10 and Busy Bone from Bone Thugs and Harmony. Yeah, I don't know why, but there's a bunch of horror movies with rappers in it, like Bones with Snoop Dogg and Ice Cube and the Leprechaun and all that shit. And I got Curly Sue with John Hughes movie. Oh, there goes Curly Sue. And Curly Sue was pretty good. It was a pretty good comedy. Very heartwarming, and it was fun. John Hughes, I love John Hughes. All his movies are really good. I think of one of the best directors that were out there, especially when it came to like young adults and kids movies. John Hughes was good. Alright, so then I got here Brad Pitt and Kate Blanchett in The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. And of course we all know what this is. Brad Pitt's character, Benjamin Button, instead of getting older as time goes by, he gets younger. So he was born being like an old baby. And then as time goes by, he gets younger. So it's like he's the opposite of everybody else. So, interesting concept, interesting movie, interesting thinking of making a movie like that. Curandero with Robert Rodriguez presents this. So it doesn't mean he directed it. He did not direct this movie. It was some other guy called Eduardo Rodriguez. I don't know if it's his brother, I don't know, his cousin, I don't know. But this movie was not good. It was whatever. It was alright. And whatever. Curandero. Give it a shot if you want. Cujo. This is a classic. If you haven't seen this, you're wasting time. It's a really good movie. And it's a movie inspired by a book from Stephen King. This is the 25th anniversary edition with this cool ass slipcover. And it's packed with extra features and, a bunch of special features on this one. This, of course, came out in 1983. I believe in the 80s, Stephen King had a bunch of shit going on. Here you go, Cube. This is a badass movie from the late 90s, I believe. And this actually, this movie pretty much inspired Saw and how Saw is, and the movie Saw and all that shit, because this movie is based about a group of people that are they're trapped in this big ass cube, and there's rooms after rooms after rooms with a bunch of traps and a bunch of torture shit going on, but it was pretty good. It was really good. I highly liked it. I really liked it, and I recommend it if you haven't seen it. And this came before Saw, so if you guys are into Saw and like the movies that or the Saw, then that's very similar to it. Well, actually, Saw is similar to that because that came out first. Then this is the unrated version of Cry Wolf from Rogue Pictures. I wonder what happened to Rogue Pictures. Anyways, Cry Wolf was pretty good. It shocked me. I didn't think it was gonna be that good, but it's pretty good. It's actually one of those movies that where you go online and you chat with the killer, and then the killer wants to meet up with you, and then he freaking starts killing people. So yeah, Cry Wolf, pretty good movie, not too bad, from the early thousands. Here we got The Crush with Alicia Silverstone. Fucking really, really good movie. And this is actually when she was really, really hot. In the early 90s, 93. And actually, this movie came out a little after she made the video, the Aerosmith video, Crazy. So yeah, Alicia Silverstone and Crush. It was a really, really good movie. And I believe Scream Factory has their own version of it. Yeah, with more special features than that, because this is the old version with Snapcase and Warner Brothers, but Scream Factory has a new release, a new version of it. Then I got The Cover Up with Dolph Lundgren, your typical action 90s movie. John Wayne, The Cowboys. It's a John Wayne movie. Oh no. Cradle to the Grave with DMX and Jet Li. This is about that time where there was a lot of rappers mixing with action stars. Like, I think Steven Seagal had one with another rapper, and now Jet Li and DMX. It was pretty good. It wasn't that bad. Craigslist Killer, another horror movie, which it's kind of scary to think about this, because this is actually based on a true story, and I'm sure it's happened a bunch of time where you buy or you sell stuff on Craigslist, and then you meet a person that's creepy, and you guys gotta watch out who you meet online and shit. It's dangerous out there. And then you got Crank, which is a pretty awesome movie. This is the first part, which is the better part. Part 2 was alright, but part 1 was awesome. Here I got Crash, which, if you haven't seen this movie, I highly, highly recommend this movie. I cannot tell you guys how badass this movie is. You have to watch it for yourself. It's really, really good. It has maybe 4 or 5 different stories, different in different areas, but they all link up to each other in one way or another. They all link up to one main story. It's genius. It's a genius movie. It's awesome. If you haven't seen it has a really, really good cast with Don Cheadle, Sandra Bullock, Matt Dillon, Ludacris, Ryan Phillippe, Michael Pena. So really, really good movie if you haven't seen it. Here I got Crazy Heart, a really good movie. Crazy Stupid Love, awesome, funny shit movie. Steve Carell, I love this guy, man. It's funny as fuck. Ryan Gosling's in it, and Emma Stone, Julianne Moore. Has a really good cast. Marisa Tomei, Kevin Bacon. But yeah, if you haven't seen this, give it a shot. Really, really funny. It's a romantic comedy. Then here I got Creep. Creep is awesome as fuck. If you haven't seen this, I highly recommend this. And this is basically a movie that it doesn't have to show guts, or he doesn't have to kill a lot of people to be a badass horror movie. Look at him. This guy's fucking crazy as shit. If you haven't seen Creep, I highly suggest you watch this. There is a sequel, part 2 is on Netflix, and whenever it comes out on DVD, I will buy it, because Creep, I'm a big fan of Creep movie. Again, that proves that you do not need to have a lot of shit going on your horror movies, like blood and guts and all that shit. Anyways, Creep Van, pretty cool movie. Homage to the 80s. Awesome. This is alright. It wasn't awesome. It was okay. This is awesome. Creepshow, the first one was badass. I really, really love this movie. It's an anthology film. It has five shorts in one. And it's, of course, brought to you by George A. Romero and Stephen King. Actually, Stephen King plays a part in one of the segments. Creepshow 2 was pretty good. I liked it. I don't have a problem with it. It wasn't as good as the first one, though, but it had pretty good moments. And, of course, by Anchor Bay. Now, this is a piece of shit. Creepshow 3 sucked. The biggest dig in the world. This shit sucked. Do not watch this. Stay away from that. Creepy Crawler sucked. Bought it a long time ago. I did not like it. A Crime, really good movie. It was good. It was fun. Yeah, it was very entertaining. Critters 4. This is the only one that I have by itself. I do have part 1, 2, 3, and 4 in a 4-pack, but I don't have 4-packs on my shelves. I have it in my closet, on the top part of the closet. I'm not a big fan of 4-packs and 3-packs and 2-packs. Anyways, I got here Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. This is astonishing. This is a beautiful movie. I need to upgrade this and get it on 4K or Blu-ray. Chow Yun-fat, awesome, winner of many, many awards. And here I got The Crow. This is actually one of my favorite movies of all time. When I was a kid, when I was like 12, 13 years old, I was obsessed with this movie. I saw it like 27,000 times a year. The soundtrack was amazing, very gothic. Soundtrack has Pantera, The Cure, Stone Temple Pilots, Rollins Band. Awesome fucking soundtrack. The soundtrack made this movie even better than what it was. Here I got The Cruel City of Angels. They've always tried to make the sequels, better than the first one, but they've always failed to do so. Then here I got A Cry in the Dark, with Meryl Streep and Sam Neill. It's okay. It was alright. I got Cyberjack, awesome movie from the early 90s. If you haven't seen this shit, pop it in. Get your hands on it. It was fun. Cyborg 2 with Angelina Jolie. This is one of her first roles, I believe. And yeah, it was pretty good with Trimark. Early 90s. Badass shit. And my last C on the DVD section is Cyrus with Jonah Hill and John C. Reilly. It was funny. Not to die for funny, but it was pretty funny. And I digged it. And that's about it for my C's. This is the second and last part of the C's when it comes to my DVDs. Let me put these back. And yep. So I am done with the C sections. So I'm done with the B's and the C's. And next up will be my D's. And I'm also going to make a video of my C's on Blu-ray. Until then, I'll see you guys later on. I hope you liked this video. And there's a lot more to come, because I have a lot of fucking movies here to show you guys. A lot of fucking movies. Alright, guys. Guess I'll see you around pretty soon. Goodbye. Goodbye.